Hi Aries, welcome to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Aries is your forecast for the year of 2019. I hope you're excited. I'm going to draw 12 cards, obviously 1 to 12, but actually we're going to be looking at the houses as well. Okay, we're going to also relate it to the months of the year as well. I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we'll get started, okay? There we go. Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. Okay, nice and clear. So, make sure you can see it and go. Some of these cards have come out with the clarifiers, so that's good. It saves me doing it during the reading. You'll see every single card, okay? And I'll talk you through every single card. So don't worry if you're new to my channel. Okay, so that was how much? For 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, so my darlings, this is the energy at the base of your reading. So your overall perspective, your overall focus, or your overall lessons. This is where you're coming from this year, actually, Aries. And this is really the Page of Cups. So it's really, this can represent children, but it can represent your inner child. Your inner child. So maybe potentially feelings of vulnerability, but still going out there and doing something and offering yourself for work, for love, whatever, because it's active. So even if you are feeling vulnerable, it's about going out there and still doing something, being willing to try things new. This is exciting. It could be a nice, exciting year for you, Aries. Okay, so let's put these, let's put these there so you can you see? Yeah, you can just about see it, can't you? And we'll get started. If you watch my channel, you know I like it neat, and this is irritating, but it's 12 readings, 12 cards, so it takes up a bit more space. Okay, so my darlings, let's have a look. There we go. Let's have a look at January. Now, January is actually very important, or shall I just say the first house is very important. So we'll relate it to the first house first of all. Okay? And your first house is all about your identity. It's all about physical, body and health. And your appearance, outward actions and behaviour. And actually this is you, it's linked to your sign, Aries, Mars, fire, okay? So Mars is action, as you know, and the sign of fire. So you know this, what your element is all about. And you know, this is harsh, man. This is harsh. This is harsh for your identity. Ten of Wands. But what it's really suggesting is that there's a breakthrough wanting to happen. So we've got the number 10. So number 10 is an opportunity for a new beginning. We've got the opportunity is available for a new beginning for us. We're at the end of feeling like this. So this is really a sense of, when it comes to your identity, or when it comes to your physical body, your health, it's that you're absolutely exhausted, stressed out, and actually really not focusing on yourself, not really focusing on your health and well-being. You have not been focusing on your health and well-being up until this point, and maybe this year this is something that you need to do. Well, definitely it is something you need to do. You definitely need to focus on your health and well-being this year, because you are not doing that, and that is having a detrimental effect on your self-esteem, on your sense of self, and on who you are. Okay, that is a message for this card. Now, if we relate it to the month of January, this might mean that January is a very stressful time. You've got a lot on. You're carrying a lot of strain. This type of energy is, even when you are not at work, you're thinking about work, you're worrying about work, you're trying to do work, you're concerned about things at work. Or alternatively, if you're not, even when you're not with your family or your brother or your sister, whatever, you're worried about them, you're stressed about them, you're thinking about them. That's this type of energy. So it's like every part of your working life with regard to a specific area is overwhelmingly stressful for you. It's overwhelming your thoughts, your energy. It takes up your time. You know, that's this type of energy. So and we do this so in some area of your life. And for you, this is really saying that we have to end this. You've got to start to focus on yourself and give yourself some self-love this year, Aries. That's what you need to do, okay? You need to be looking after yourself, because some of you have not been. Maybe in January, this is where it ends. So if you're linking that to the month of January, then that's what we want to see. We want to see an end to that energy in January, okay? Which you are carrying around with you, this strain which you are under. Okay, so the next house is related to money and wealth, our financial condition, security, gains and losses, and your attitudes and concerns about these matters. We've got Taurus, the sign of Taurus, Venus and Earth, which is Venus, planet of love, and Taurus. So the second house is about, I was just about to say, the second house is about security. It's about building security. And for you this year, you're really looking for ways of how you can feel more secure, more financially stable, or you're trying to understand why you are losing out, why, you know, how to make gains, and but why you've lost out in the past potentially. You're trying to understand why things aren't necessarily working the way that you want them to work, or haven't in the past. And I think that in a way it's good, because at least you're looking up. You know, in this card, you're looking down. You're not really making, you know, you're not really concerning. You're just doing the work. You're doing the worrying. You're putting the effort in, but you're not really thinking about. You don't really have time to reflect on anything when you're carrying around all those. So at least with this energy, we're getting this idea of, okay, you're looking now at your security and you're trying to understand. And I really feel like you are good, yeah. And I really feel like you are you feel insecure. Maybe once you put down these ones and look up, you think, oh my gosh, right, okay, let me sort of try to work out where I'm at and what I want and what I'm concerned about and why I stress myself out this much, why I put so much strain on myself. Let me try to understand why that is. And when it comes to your finances, you know, is there a better way that you can work and earn money doing the job that you do now, even, but just work in a different way? Because it does. See, when we do this all the time with our work, it's really a sense that we might potentially be avoiding something within. We might be avoiding our emotions. We might be avoiding dealing or facing something. And I really feel like that's what it is with you. I really feel like there's something you're avoiding, something you're avoiding or you've been avoiding, and it's really to do with your emotions or your emotional experiences. You know, as I said, when it comes to wealth this year, we are going to, and your security, you're going to be doing the work to understand that. So active energy of the page, so masculine active. We call this the stalker card because of his diligence, because of his focus, attention to detail, looking for information. That's the energy of the Page of Swords. The Four of Swords is here to clarify. Fours are all about our structures and the foundations in our lives. This is again earth energy, so again about our thoughts, our minds, our consciousness, our communications. And this is number 4, so the foundations of our thoughts and our minds. This is why we call this card the meditation card, because it's about getting to the root of it, okay, and trying to understand it. So your attitude towards money and wealth, and really towards your security, that's where it is for you. You need to understand your attitude to your security. You work this hard, I think, because you don't feel secure. Why do you not feel secure? Why do you not? That's what I mean about this energy of you're avoiding something, because that uncertainty or vulnerability that you feel hasn't actually got anything to do with the job that you do. It's about you. It's about how you feel about you. And this inner child is wanting to come out this year. This understanding of this emotion is new to you. Actually giving light to your emotions is new to you, or it might be new to some of you this year. But you have to start to listen to yourself. You have to start to feel. Okay, and you have to start reflecting on why you have such concerns around money when you work, or you're around security when you work as hard as you do and you put the effort in as much as you do. Okay, look, this is one of my favourite cards. This is one of my favourites. You know, I like I am a Capricorn, so I am the devil. So that is my energy, darling. And I'm really pulling the devil right now. That's what I'm doing. Another 12-hour day coming up for me. That's the devil energy. Anyway, the 3rd house is all about communication, our conscious minds and our thoughts, siblings, childhood, early life experiences. It's related to the element of air. It's related to our intellect, our judgment, our analysis. And it's Gemini. So wow, this is literally the universe's help and intervention with the Tower moment. The Tower takes away, basically reshapes the foundations in our lives. It tells us we're not where we need to be. So an event will happen, an occurrence will take place, an experience will happen, which actually is there to force us to, or to encourage us to be in a new place that's more suitable for us, that's more in alignment with who we are and where we need to be in life. That's the energy of the Tower. So I love this card. It's card number 16 as well. So 16, very interesting. So 1 and 6 is 7. So I've talked about number 7s. Check out the video on the number 7s in my Key Wisdom playlist. I've talked about the number 7s, and I've talked about the refinding your equilibrium, because we have to release things that are not authentically us. There's an imbalance between our outward actions and our internal emotional processes. The two are not connected, or the two are not authentically linked. So we might be behaving in a certain way, but really we feel very differently on the inside, for example. That is the type of thing that a Tower moment brings into balance and into alignment. But this is with you and your thoughts, and this is maybe you having a mental breakthrough, a mental, finding some clarity. This is really you having that aha moment, that moment of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm working this hard. Wow. This hit me, in fact, it was March last year, February or March for me, 2018, where I had this Tower moment hit me. And I was doing this. I was quite happy in the job that I was doing. I was quite happy in it, teaching. And, I had a decent day. I was driving home, and I was at a traffic lights, and I rolled, and I put my foot on the brake, obviously, because there's a traffic light. And actually, I didn't put my foot on the brake, and I hit the back of someone else's car. There was no damage, there was no injuries, thankfully, but it really shook me up. And it wasn't until then, the next day I was like, I'm not going to work. I was really shaken. I didn't want to drive. I drove a lot I used to drive a lot for my job, because I saw kids who didn't attend school because they were very unwell physically or mentally. So I would work with them in the home. So anyway, I didn't go to work the next day and I felt all shaky. And it wasn't until the next day that I realised this is what I've been doing. I was like, where was my head? Like, what, like, I'm the safest driver. I'm always, you know, I check my rear view mirror every 3 seconds, check my wing mirrors. I always know who's behind me. I always know what's ahead of me. I'm always checking. You know, I'm a very good driver. I mean, I must say so. So that, I was like, where was my head? Where was my head? And then I had that next day and I thought, why am I... This is where my head was. I was focusing so much on, oh my God, I've got to do this, got to do that, got to da. And I'm happy, and I'm telling myself I'm happy in what I'm doing, but I wasn't happy in what I'm doing. So this is that type of event, that shock event that happens. But this is you having a mental breakthrough, because this is your third house. So this is you having a mental breakthrough. This is what I feel for you. And obviously it fit in because, you know, you opportunity for new beginning, meditation and reflection, emotional breakthrough. So do you know what I mean? Mental breakthrough. So it's telling us a bit of a story. It might happen in the month of March, in the third month of the year, but when it comes to having a mental breakthrough, that is what's coming for you. And it might be related to your early life experiences. It might be related, because the third house is, it might be that you start to understand, oh my gosh, this is why I put myself under this strain, under this stress. And also we've got the Page of Cups here, so this could be, I talked about inner child already because of this card, but it could be suggestive of childhood, you know, something, a breakthrough that happens that helps you to realize and understand and do the work to recognize why you now show up in your life the way that you do, Aries. Okay, so the fourth card, the fourth house is related to home and property. The fourth house is related to our roots. That's what it's related to. It's related to where you come from, your roots. Okay, so these are some examples of where we come from, aren't they? Mother, father, place of birth, but it's related to your roots. Okay, related to the sign of Cancer, moon and water. So think about that. That's the moon sign. That's the internal processes, isn't it? What's going on within. And the card the card for this energy, I totally lost my train of thought then, is the Justice card. Okay, so fourth house, justice, so home, family, where you're from. We're getting justice, we're getting balance. I really feel like there's understanding coming through, clarity coming through, reconciling events or occurrences that happened, or that when you were younger, things that are still potentially that you've not really focused on or thought about. And I honestly think that this is why we work the way that we do, Aries. You know, you're working so hard, your head is down, because really there's a little wounded soldier within you, my darling, that you've been focusing so much on work, and work has become, or other things, and these other things have become your identity. They've become who you think you are, who you say you are. All you are is your work, or all you are is that relationship, or whatever it is for you in your life. But actually, the reason you've been focusing so much on this relationship, this job, whatever it is because there's something within you that you don't really want to look at or address. But we have, with this energy here, justice coming through, which means balance is coming in, balance is restored. Balance is clarity. Balance is, you know, we've got the water, the internal emotions, what's going on within, but also the mental awareness with justice. We get the mental clarity and the awareness of our emotions as well in balance. So this is saying that wrongs will be righted. And I think in this instance, you know, if there has been something particularly with your childhood, you know, where you're from, you know, if there has been something in that respect, then, you know, there might be some sort of legal thing going on. Yeah, fair enough, you'll get justice. But it's like, I really feel like for you, it's like a spiritual sort of awareness and you know, you're healing, really. You're healing from it with justice. There's healing coming through with this energy, and balance is being restored. It's like you're gaining that clarity of where you are from and why you are the way that you are, okay, with this energy. If we're relating this to the 4th month of the year, which is April, yeah, we've got this energy of it could be, as I said, an apology coming through, contact with the police of some, because, you know, we've got, you know, courts, etc., but things being made right. That's what this energy basically means, things being made right. So right in the eyes of the universe, I suppose, and in the eyes of our limited understanding of karma, things being made right, okay? So the next card is related to the 5th house, and this is the energy of the 5th house. So we've got romances, sex, children, creativity, luck, enjoyment, passions, education, and it's linked to it's fire as well, fire energy, Leo, fire, sun. So the sun's all about awareness, isn't it, and clarity, and being able to see, and wanting to grow, and wanting to be authentic. And the fire is all about taking action. And in your 5th house, this is what it feels like this year. There's a lot you're wanting. Some, I mean, I was very good when I wrote this down, okay, because I didn't write down casual sex, but, you know, yeah, it could be casual sex, and you know, this could be as well. But when it comes to love and romance, this is really saying having new beginnings, new starts, feeling passionate, feeling excited, you know, enjoying, you know, your love life, your partner, you're enjoying, you know, having romance in your life. I mean, you know, and that might be because for some time you haven't really been able to enjoy it. For some of you, it is, you know, some of you will be getting a divorce this year. Obviously, it's already, the process will have already begun already. But it might be that in the 4th month, April, the divorce happens finally, and then, you know, May, you get this new beginning where you're out in the world enjoying yourself. But for the rest of us who aren't getting divorced, etc., it's just this energy of new coming in, creative. I'm smiling because it's nice energy. It's looking like we have a turning point. It's looking like you're getting a turning point, Aries, in the year where you're actually, you need this. I feel like this happens quite quickly at the beginning of the year, and it might be actually within the months, you know, January, February, March. I really think that this happens quite quickly though, and actually you actually spend quite a lot of this year being this energy, you know, being vulnerable, trying new things, going in new directions. You know, it's like a veil is removed in some way at the beginning of this year. It's like you understand something for the first time. You understand something, maybe a secret's revealed, or you know, with regard to the family, with your family, maybe some sort of secret is revealed, and that just releases you almost from the burden, the burdens that you've been feeling. And you do really get a new start, a new beginning when it comes to these things, when it comes to love, romance, sex, creativity. But also, just if you're looking at the month of May, it's looking like a really good month, a lot of excitement, a lot of passion. I keep saying it, maybe some sex for us. I'm not an Aries. Maybe some sex for some of you, I should say. In fact, Aries is in my moon sign. Okay, 6th house energy, my darling. This is your 6th. Wow, I hope you can't see that card, because I can see it's really good. Oh, it's exciting, I promise you. 6th house energy, so health or conditions affecting your health, really, and work. So conditions affecting your health and work. Pets and small animals. Don't even ask me why. I explained in my last video, I was there for an hour, about this other stuff. Virgo, Mercury, Earth energy. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So health or conditions affecting your health. So even your mental health, things that have been affecting your mental health, for example. Look at this new emotional beginning So we've got a new start where we want to start taking action toward things that we enjoy now. We've put down all the 10 wands. We've only got one. We've had this moment of clarity, this breakthrough, this mental breakthrough where we start to get it. We start to understand why we are where we are, why we feel the way we feel, why we've been acting the way we've been acting with our heads down. We start to understand that this year. You start to overcome that this year. And then we get some new energy coming through. And it feels, I can feel it. That's why I'm smiling when I did this one. I can feel the energy coming in. So you've got this passion, this excitement, this, yeah, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. I want to do that. And then look, we've got this Ace of Cups. So it could be that you are loving yourself. You are loving your pets, your animals, your health. But I think that this is, I really feel like this is a new, we talk about new emotional beginnings with the Ace of Cups, but I really feel like this is like an improvement, an upturn in your mental health, really, in your sense of self, in how you feel better. You feel better. You feel better. You start to feel better about yourself. You start to feel more hopeful, more optimistic when it comes to health, when it comes to work as well. When it comes to those areas, you start to feel more optimistic. This could also be, again, linking to the 6th month of the year. So that, oh, that's, ooh, look, that's the month of June. As I said, 6. Look at that. I mean, this is the thing. Universe. The 6th month of the year. We've got June. We've got the 6 of Cups. So this could be, again, for some of you, I really feel there's this link to your past. You know, I really feel like there's some sort of, the reason I think that you're working as hard as you have been is because of something that's happened in your past, in your childhood. Or it could be your divorce, whatever, but I really feel like for some of you, it's related potentially to children. I suppose there could be some sort of custody for some people. I'm trying to relate it to lots of different things, but you can apply it to your life. You get the essence. I think you understand, especially if you watch my channel, you get the essence of the cards already. So I just have to give you my interpretation of the energies and what I'm feeling. And I really feel like for you guys, we've got this look back to the past. So potentially it could be you reconnecting with your inner child, you know, this type of energy of reconnecting with your inner child. Or it could be this energy of, you know, thinking back to happier times. Or it could be this energy of renewing the energy, the feelings and the emotions that you were feeling, overcoming the things that were negative, the things that have actually held you back, and actually feeling far more positive and happy. I mean, it's such a, honestly, the difference in energy now in your reading to here is so different. It's so much lighter. So the 6 of Cups is looking back. It's potentially looking at people that you've known from the past. It could be, so there could be a form of reconciliation in the month of in the 6th month of the year. It doesn't have to be, but I think really this is you coming back to yourself and you really stepping into yourself and really realizing that you haven't really been yourself. You've not really been focusing on yourself, and actually you start to realize why you've not been focusing on yourself, and you start to focus on yourself, and that helps you to feel better. That helps you to move on. That helps you to grow. That helps you to feel happy and optimistic. Okay, so let's look at your next energy. So the next, sorry, this is, do you know what? Honestly, this is so hard. Trying to fit all these cards on here. Your next energy is for the that's on the bottom, isn't it? 7th house. Oh, this is your marriage partner. People we have contracts with, people we have contracts with, contracts and agreements with, also to do with litigation. But yeah, it's linked to the signs Libra, Venus, so we've just had Libra out, haven't we, with Justice energy. And very interesting that your card is the 4 of Cups. So for some of you, just bear with me a second, for some of you this could be then, couldn't it, what I said. So for some of you, you will be potentially, you may have been going through a divorce or through a separation, and because you've been going through that divorce or separation in the year of 2018, you know, you start this year again focusing on work, focusing on other things, this divorce taking up your time, or the separation, and you really not focusing on yourself. You're really not giving yourself any mind, and there's an element with this energy that you need to start to focus on what it is you are feeling and experiencing. We've got the Four of Cups. So 4 is all about our foundations and our structures. We've gone through the 4th house. So think about the fact that the 4th house is our roots, okay? The 4th house is where we come from. So where we come from, how we build on that. So this is you understanding where you come from, where your emotional responses come from, where your feelings come from, where they originate, and with the number 4, and what affects that. And so it's quite reflective in a way, is the 4 of Cups. And it's especially important this year, it seems to be for you. It might be that for some of you, you have, you know, left a marriage or a relationship, a long-term committed relationship with children involved in year 2018, and it's been a challenge, but the divorce gets finalized this year, that type of thing, and there seems to be some balance and being restored. Okay, we've got another number 6. Number 6 is on the Tree of Life. Number 6 is oh, I can see tiny, can't you? Look at it. On the Tree of Life, number 6 is beauty. And beauty, I always talk about beauty as being the recognition of the value of something. So this is why we call the 6 of Pentacles the card of reciprocity, because it's as if people are recognizing the work that you've done, the input that you've done, and you're recognizing the work that they've done, or, you know, so that it's like balance. And it's like when we have any experiences, we've always got to recognize that we can learn something from them. So this is really about, I feel like you've got to put the time in, you've got to put the energy in, you've got to put the effort into understanding your emotional foundations. You've got to understand how this has affected you. Was your marriage or your partnership balanced? Was it fair? Maybe you feel like it wasn't fair. Maybe you feel like the marriage or the divorce or the separation has not been fair. Whatever it is you feel, when it comes to the contracts that you're in, whether they be marriage or business contracts or partnership agreements, whatever your emotions are around this commitment, this contract, this union, you have to understand your part in it, how you feel about it, what you've learned from it, how you can grow from it, what you're telling yourself, because ultimately that is what brings in this balance and this wisdom. That is what ultimately is rewarding for you. Okay, so if it is the dissolution of a marriage or and children, or a family, I should say, you know, the children, then you must, it seems like balance is going to be restored, so it will be a fair outcome. You might not feel that it's fair. Why? With the 4 of Cups, okay? If you do not feel it's fair, if a judge has made that judgment or whatever, however it all works out, however it is worked out, if you still don't feel it's fair, or if you still feel bad or unhappy about it, with the 4 of Cups, the question is why. You must ask that question to yourself, okay? So next we have your 8th house, which is about death or transformations. I'll show you the card in a minute. Wow, wow, wow. Excellent. You look at that while I have a drink. Wow. Amazing. This is what the 8th house energy is about. So it's about transformation, will, the possessions of others. You can read. Linked to Scorpio and Mars and water. So that's interesting, isn't it? Because we've got the it's Scorpio's energy, isn't it? So it's Scorpio sign, death or transformation, and we've got water, the water of Scorpio, and the fire of Mars. So we've got the internal emotions of Scorpio, the internal emotional processes of Scorpio, what's going on beneath, what are my emotions, like the Cups energy. And then we've got Mars, which is action. So it's taking action on our emotions, is the 8th house. And that is exactly what I just said there, basically. understand why, and now take action on our emotions, understand what we're feeling, and take action on that. You know, what we leave behind, what is the legacy of some of the things that have happened to us in our lives, what's the legacy of this end of this relationship, or the end of this work and stress that you've been doing, in the beginning at least of this understanding. And for you, you are going toward joy. Now, I talk about there's a difference between joy and happiness. There's a difference between the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Pentacles is abundance and security. So it's having all the things that you need in life that can give you those things, that can lend you, that can make you feel secure. So your finances, you know, a partner, children, maybe, you know, a house to live in, you know, a good income, you know, whatever. These are the things that make up the 10 Pentacles. The 10 of Cups is about finding your joy within, the source of joy. And once you can find your source of joy, you're forever happy, even if you have a bad day. Like, so this is me. This is permanently me. I'm always 10 of Cups because I actually do, for a living, I understand now who I am, what I want to do for a living. I get to spend my time doing that. And even if it doesn't matter, I might be exhausted, I might be angry one day, I might be, you know, upset, whatever, I don't know, hurt, whatever. But ultimately, I'm the 10 of Cups. I'm always 10 of Cups because I'm in a good place. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm doing my thing. Yeah, this is good. So that's the difference between joy and happiness. Joy's from within, and Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles is all the things that help us to feel happy and secure and abundant. This is emotionally feeling abundant. So for you, this is where your actions are taking you. Your actions are trying to transform you to find your source of happiness, your own healthy way of self-expression and feeling happy. Look at this, clarified by the 6 of Wands. So this is saying, this is the victory card, as you know. And this is really saying, you are, this year, I could feel the energy getting lighter. I could feel it. This is what it's saying for you this year. You are finding who you are. You know, this is going to be a significant moment, but it's a breakthrough. These 3 cards are really, well, these first 4 actually are all very significant. You know, the first 4 houses or the first 4 months of the year, having this time of self-reflection, doing the inner work, and realising I've been stressing myself out so much because of something that happened when I was a child, or because of this ending of this marriage and the custody battles and all that stuff. I've been stressing myself out so much. But then we get such a change when justice comes in, you know. And this is this will be a restful, potentially restful month for you, actually, if you're looking at it in monthly ways, the April. And then from there, we're just going up and up and up. And it's really about, for you, recognising the areas in which you want to transform, and you transform them. That is why you are successful, because your 8th house is all about death transformation. If you're looking at the monthly, you know, August looks like a fabulous month, doesn't it? It looks like a month of lots of happiness, lots of emotional contentment and fulfillment, lots of victory, lots of attention potentially, and recognition. You recognising what you've been through, the wealth of that experience, even though it was challenging, and also other people being able to see, gosh, hasn't she done well? Like, she's done really well, or he's come really far, well done you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's really excellent. That's really excellent. Okay, 9th house is all about religion, philosophy, higher learning. I'll show you the thing in a minute. Look, there's the death. There it comes now. So is that, hang on a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Religion, philosophy, higher learning. Let me show you. So you've got this is the energy, dreams, spirituality, and synchronicities, okay? And you've going through, it's a very spiritual year, I think, for you guys. It's really, this year for you, I really feel it's about unlocking yourself, freeing yourself, seeing yourself, letting other people see you. when it comes to this sense, this idea of higher learning with the 9th house, it might be that you know, you're drawn to new subjects, things that you maybe haven't looked at for a long time. Yeah, we've had this a few times actually in the other readings as well. So it's interesting, and it's always around about this time of year actually, it seems to be. There's a will and a want to look at that. I just noticed that. To move in a new direction, I was going to say. But look at that. It's almost like these two are opposites, isn't it? They're going in different directions. You know, we know for a fact that the Death card is moving forward because the Death card transforms us. So the Death card brings us into new experiences. But the Knight of Swords is going in is it going in another direction. You've got to learn that all your experiences are happening to you because they're trying to. The universe wants you to meet yourself. The universe wants you to know yourself and to understand the love that is abound in the universe, and that you are a part of that, and that we are all a part of that, that we are all the same, that there's no difference between you when you're angry and me when I'm angry, and you when you're sad and me when I'm sad. And it doesn't matter if we speak a different language, if we look different, if we are attracted to different people. None of that matters. And really, that is what the universe wants us all to know, to feel a part of each other, because we are all a part of each other. And it's hard because sometimes people will, sometimes we have to fight against that. We fight against feeling that connection with others. We fight against feeling that compassion for others and for ourselves, because there is something that we just cannot forgive, or we just can't get over it, or we just can't release it. And even those moments when we have those tugs of war with ourselves within, like you're seemingly doing, because this is religion, this is philosophy, this is higher understanding, okay? This is also foreign countries and overseas travel. So it's like there's this, like a push and pull within you of wanting to release and to let go of all the hurt and all the pain, but also wanting to engage again in that same situation, engage again in conversations, engage again with something that you've already been through and got over. So it could be that you're going back to your ex if you've gone through that divorce blah 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 scenario, or your parents, you know, if speaking to someone, you know, whatever it is. It's like there's something that wants to just be released now. You know, this is about, again, this is your 9th house, this is about your spirituality, and there's like this tug of war going on. But I really feel like even with this tug of war going on, this want to release, but also this want to hash it out again and say, yeah, but you did this and you hurt me and blah, you know, and all that. This tug of war actually that creates tension within inside you. And that tension that it creates within inside you actually brings you into awareness. You know, friction creates fire, doesn't it? It creates light. You know, it creates awareness, and it's true, it does. And I feel like there's that type of tension going on within you. It might be in the 9th month of the year, so in September, or it might just be, you know, just in general this year. You know, because as I said, it's over this is the 9th house, so this is over the course of the year. So it could just be that you've got this tug of war going on within. But the significant thing is, as I said, it's going to bring you into awareness. So I usually say don't fight yourself, but maybe you should. Because actually, as I said, it's going to tear you apart in a good way. It's going to let you see things in a good way, okay? In a positive way. Very interesting, that. Very deep. I done something here? Oh, no, there's 3 left. 9. Yeah, what am I about? Sorry, 10, 11, 12. I'm so confused. It's actually, I must admit, it's quite difficult. Whoa! It's quite difficult doing these readings for that length of time. It's quite hard. I'm so exhausted. Okay. Oh, well, I mean, to be fair, that's what your 10th house is related to. So, I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if it was like love, wouldn't it? If we got this in the 6th house, we'd be like, woo woo. Or in the 7th, what house is it? In the 5th house, we'd be like, yeah, new love coming in, new love coming in. But it's career and occupation. Let's link it to the 10th house first before we link it to the 10th month. So it's career and occupation. So, basically, this is decisions. This is you making a decision. When it comes to your career or your job, what you do for a living. Now, sorry, I'm trying to listen and speak. Just bear with me a second. Okay, so it's actually, you're very outward looking. So for some of you, you are looking for new jobs, new roles, new positions. You're looking for that. You're looking for new opportunities, some of you, and you might be deciding to go in a new direction when it comes to work, to do something that's more in line with really what you feel is good, something that's more fulfilling for you as an individual. This 1-1 or the 2 of Wands, 2s are about commitments, partnerships, and the wand energy is about enterprise, yes, passions, what we're passionate about. So this is you really wanting to make a commitment to something that you're passionate about. But I get the sense that you are, I mean, he's got the world in his hands, so I get the sense that you are looking afar, really, for opportunities when it comes to your career or to the job that you do. And we also have the Lovers card with it as well. So the Lovers card is about choices, and the reason the Lovers card is about choices is because the Lovers card represents the 2 sides of you. It represents the 2 sides of me, the 2 sides of us all. Okay, so it represents your masculine side. So that's your actions. That's what you go out and do in the world. Okay, and it also and your experiences, like what happens to you in the world. And then your feminine side is your inner and innate wisdom and understanding. So it's, oh, I had an experience, so Adam, I went out and I did this. This is how it affected me. This is how I feel. This is what I've learned. That's the passive understanding. But we can have experiences. All of us have experiences in our lives, and some of us choose to ignore the wisdom of those experiences. Some of us choose to, you know, we're in a relationship. Oh yeah, it dumped me again, or oh, I just want to be single, or whatever your thing is, or I can never keep down a job, or I work too hard, or whatever it is for you. And you can have the same experiences. Some people have the same experiences over and over and over and over and over again. That's karma. That's how it works, my darling. And they do not get the lesson. They choose to ignore. They choose not to listen. They choose not to learn. They choose not to reflect on what they went through. So this is why the Lovers is a choice. You've got to choose to be reflective and accepting and compassionate about the experiences that you've been through. You've got to appreciate the wisdom that came from that experience, no matter how difficult it was. That is hard, because some things that happen in life are really, really hard, like really awful. And so it's hard for people sometimes to accept, oh, well, you know, children get poorly. Like, how can that be? Like, you know, there's all these wars, like, you know, our earth is dying, you know, how you know, if there's a God or whatever, you know, how can that this isn't right, why is this happening? But it's like, no, you have got to realise that there's, even in the destruction of the rainforest, there are lessons there. The lesson is that we're blooming, in fact, I'm going to drink a drink before I get all political. But, you know, there's lessons there. You know, we've got to learn them. And as a human race, maybe we don't sometimes. But anyway, I digress, darling. So that's why the Lover's card is about choices. So when it comes to career and occupation this year, there might be an opportunity to travel with work, for work. You seem to be looking outward, though. You seem to be looking for opportunities yourself. Things that you are passionate about, things that you might want to do. Might be something very different to what you've been doing. Might be traveling. And traveling for work, afar, over water, and you might meet someone that you love at work. You know, you might have that type of romance, meet someone that you work. I mean, we've got a 2, which is like linked to the 2 of Cups, which is partnership and commitments, and we've also got the Lovers. So that's, you know, there could be some love for people coming in the 10th month of the year, which is October. We could have some love coming in the 10th month of the year, which is beautiful. Yeah, nice. Right, 11. I've got 12 here because I'm sick of the squash, the big squash. So right, I'm gonna let you now read this to yourself because I'm like, oh god, want to get me drink again. So really, it's, well, at least you're in alignment. I mean, we've got this idea, haven't we? So we've got the 7 of Swords there, and the 11th house is all about this thing. It's all about people that we can trust, our hopes and our wishes, and organisations, you know, people that we want to work with, etc. So it's as if there's this energy of, excuse me, it's as if there's this energy of deceit or self-deceit. I mean, I always, the tarot cards are about you, and they're about the things that you're experiencing. They're about what you're going through, your life, the questions that you can ask yourself. So yeah, it could relate to a different person who's lying to you. And to be fair, it is about trusted friends. So it could be that there are people that you think that you can't trust, or there are people that you are trusting who you shouldn't, or with the 7 of Swords, because it's 7 of Swords, so 7s is about sword energy, our thoughts, our minds, our clarity, blah, 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 consciousness, communication, what we say, what we want to say, what we think, what we want to think, what we allow ourselves to think. And number 7 is the number of mystery. So number 7 is about trying to understand something, trying to understand you, trying to understand what you think, what you feel, etc. The mysteries of life, who you are, the connection to the divine, all that. That's what number 7 is like. It's like a mystery number. And it's about having experiences that help to uncover that for you. And, you know, we have these experiences. And as I said, this balance between, I talked about it at the beginning, this balance between what is my actions, you know, my actions, what I'm doing, what I'm saying, and really what I'm feeling within. Are those two in sync? Are they balanced? Do they make sense toward each other? This is that energy. So you are actually being asked in this instance to listen to your instincts. Listen to your instincts this year, all the way through. If you have an inkling, a thought, an idea that you can't trust someone or that you shouldn't trust someone, then the chances are you can't trust that person or you shouldn't trust that person. It doesn't mean that you have to be on your guard all the time. I think if it comes through, you will know. In fact, let's look at the 12th house, which is, that's your subconscious mind. That might give us more details. Actually, this is your 12th house. So yeah, it could be suggestive that, you know, can you trust the people that you're with? But this is you. This is you really deceiving yourself. So if there is someone that you've had an inkling, I don't know if I can trust this person, but actually you still carry on being friends with that person or whatever, telling yourself, no, I'm being stupid. No, I'm just being stupid. You're not being stupid. You're not being silly. You're right in what you're thinking this year. So go with it. But the subconscious is this is gonna help us actually to tell us, I reckon. This is the 12th house. The 12th house is related to this area. So we've got the subconscious mind, hidden suppressed feelings and emotions, confinement. That means confining ourselves, restricting ourselves, keeping ourselves hidden, okay? And we've also got fantasy, imagination, blah, 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 whatever. Okay, so Knight of Cups is the one that comes out. So your subconscious mind. So look, you've got the Page of Cups at the base of the reading. So again, with this younger, more vulnerable, vulnerable energy, you feeling vulnerable, you connecting with your own vulnerabilities this year. And it's as if, you know, this becomes stronger, or your strength, that you feel stronger, and by the end of the year, your subconscious mind is really wanting to talk to you, is really wanting to communicate with you. Excuse me. Your subconscious is really trying to communicate with you. Your subconscious doesn't want you to suppress things. And I feel like that's potentially what this is. It's like you know something almost. You know. You're starting to know. You're starting to listen. You're starting to have synchronicities happen, or things happen. And for some of you, you will ignore them. Yeah, you will ignore them. You will ignore your own intuition. You will ignore that sense of yourself. But that is really what is trying to grow. Listen to your feelings. I mean, because of what I you know, because I'm an empath, you know, you can't be an empath when you're 18, 19, oh, you can, but I couldn't, because I had a life. You know, I'm a Capricorn, so I wanted to get my degree, get a job. So what I did was, imagine what it's like to go into when I started teaching, to go into a room full of kids and to be able to literally know and feel and see what they're experiencing at home. And some of them had terrible home lives, some of the kids that I taught. You know, very difficult, challenging experiences that some of these kids that I taught went through. And what I had to do in order to get through, and I didn't know that I was an empath, I didn't know that I was blah blah blah, I didn't know all that. Well, I did, but I did this. So what I had to do to get through my days, my life, my 10 years as a teacher, was I had to cut off that. I had to ignore what I was feeling, what I was experiencing, what I was picking up from intuitively from these children. And you've seen me, I cry on readings all the time, because I don't know where you are, you're in Australia, you're in New Zealand, you're in India, and I can feel what you're feeling. I can feel it. So imagine, you know, an 11, 12, 13, 14, you know, year old who's not eaten, who's not washed, whose parents are abusing them. Like, imagine what that's like. So you just have to cut it off, because I've got to get them, they've got to pass their exams. And this is kind of what you might do this year. You might cut off, you might be getting these inklings, these feelings, these, you know, urges to, I might just go on this website and apply for it, and look what this job, you know, what's this job about? Oh, I won't get it, but I'll apply for it. Go on, you might be ignoring those influences, those sort of impulses. You know, you think, I'm sure that person, you know, I quite like the look of him. Oh, no, but it's just, I'm being silly, blah, blah. I'm sure that she didn't say that last week. You know, I think she might be telling me lies. But then you say, no. Do not do that, because that's what this is. This is you trying to cut off, because this is, again, 11th house, so trusted people. This is you trying to deny almost your intuition. And really, your intuition is trying to grow this year. Your feelings, your connection to your emotions is trying to grow. And it's important that you give weight to your emotions. It's important that you recognize that they're important, they're significant, because once you cut them off, once you turn, I've said this before, once you turn the tap off in one area, so me, just when I'm at work, I look at that master number. So listen to the message, 333 master number. This is the universe right now reaching out, going, listen. You know, for me, when I cut it off at work, I'll just not do it at work. You know, I'll just ignore what my impressions are of these children, because I can't get through it. Or the staff. Oh, that's a whole nother. If you've ever worked in a school, that's a whole other story. The staff, blimey. Because adults are worse for it though. Adults are worse. We are worse than children. Adults, because we pretend we're all fine. We pretend we're all good. We're all fine. No, you're not, love. And it gets to the point where I can't be around people like that. Like, it physically hurts me. Like, I'm not exaggerating. It physically hurts me to be around people in this energy, because they're telling me, oh yeah, I'm fine. But I'm seeing them crying in their bed. I'm feeling their pain. So I have to try to ignore it and cut it off. But I can't, especially now, when I can't cut it off anymore, because if I cut it off, I won't be able to do this. So I have to always be engaged with my emotions and my intuition all the time, every minute of every single day. That's why I don't really watch the news or politics, because they're lying, and this is the truth. This is the truth. I'm telling you the truth, what I'm saying to you now. But don't turn it off, because if you turn it off in one area, you start losing it in all areas. And that's why you get into positions like this. You stop giving yourself compassion even. You stop giving yourself love even. And you need to, this is your 12th house. It's like you've got to start listening to your subconscious mind, to your hidden and suppressed feelings and emotions, because that is what you seem to be confining. You seem to be confining your hidden, your emotions. And actually they want to get stronger. They want you to listen to them. This is the source really for you of success this year. Listen to your emotion. That's the 7th house. So the 7th, hang on. My word. Bear with me a second. This is it. This is your, sorry about that. This is your key this year. For some of you, this is because of the breakdown of a marriage, or another contract, or someone that you have a contract with. You know, in order to overcome that, in order to overcome the breakdown of the marriage, in order to feel better about yourself and your life, you have to look back at your past, at your childhood, at this relationship, and you have got to let yourself feel. Because if you let yourself feel, I promise you will heal. I'm a poet, I told you. Okay, so my darlings, that was a long reading. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give me a thumbs up, my darlings. If you can also obviously share the content of this video with you on your social media, with people you think it might resonate with, if you think it might be helpful to them. And leave me a comment and let me know what you think of the reading. I know it's long, but oh my gosh, I'm the one reading. You're just sat there. And you can also leave me a comment as well, my darlings. Don't forget, you can still get if you're watching in December, if you're watching on Christmas, Merry Christmas, what was I going to say? You can still get your December love readings and December bi-weekly readings up until the end of the 31st of December. They're still available on my channel. They'll be available forever, so you can watch them whenever. So get watching those. And if you would like to follow Key Wisdom Tarot on social media, it is Key Wisdom Tarot. And that is on Instagram and on Facebook. And finally, check out my Key Wisdom playlist as well. There's lots of interesting content on there, which is really associated with tarot, but not necessarily tarot. So have a look. Mindfulness, meditation, karma, and numerology and astrology. So have a look at those. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. You've been so supportive of me this year. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you have a fabulous 2019, and I'll see you all again very soon. Take care, my darling Aries. Bye.